Alright, this is going to be some basic form of knowledge of herbs. If you plant in herbs, like me, only have one plant, lavender, starting it slowly. If you're a person who goes out and buys herbs, and excuse me, in little bags, this is lavender, from purchasing at my local Wicca shop, one of the main and biggest Wicca shop here in Portland, Oregon. I go there all the time. It's called Moon Shadow. Go there all the time, and I personally don't spend over $2 on an herb. I'm like somewhat cheapy, tacky with it, and I have like over 150 herbs. I think over 100. Sorry, over 100 herbs from that shop, and she says that she dates the bags, or she keeps the bags. If she doesn't date them, she keeps the bags in the jars, labeled a huge jar of little baggies inside, big huge jars, and she says she only keeps it in there for 4 days, and she says then she takes them out and she sells them cheaper to get rid of them fast. So she sells them cheaper to move them out and about. So anyways, she told me once, she says, hey, you know, how do you store your herbs? And I was like, oh, I store them in the little bags that I get them from. I really don't have a storage system there. And she goes, do you know plastic is a porous substance, and it extracts oil from it, and it extracts the essence of the herb. And I go, really? And she goes, yeah, that's why I don't really have them locked in there for a long time, because I know that the plastic sucks it out fast. So she says, when you go home, put them in a jar. You know, a jar is very safety. You know, kind of keeps the glass, kind of keeps it contained. So I was like, okay. So I go home. I go, what is a jar? A lot of people like to buy those expensive mason jars. They buy the funky, I don't know what it's called, close in and it locks on the side jars. And like, why pour some money? Personally, and I'm not part of a coven, I'm a solitary Wiccan. Personally, I just need a baby jar. You get to eat the fruit, or eat the applesauce, eat whatever was in there, hot dog, whatever it is. Eat it up, clean it, wash it, and I soak it so that the gerbil slime comes off. And I just basically clean it, air it out. Then within the second day or third day, whatever I get to it, I pour rubbing alcohol, wipe it down in there, then pour the alcohol out, and then let it air dry. I don't dry it myself. And I just air it dry to kill the smell of it. And then I put the herb in there as much as I can, and usually these square bags fill it up one of these jars, or a little more, depending on the herb. And then I write down off of an index card, I cut it up, and I write it down, rosemary, and I write it down unique. Each one has a unique type of signature on it, and then I tape it on there, and then I keep them in. Let me grab them. I went and bought these, and this. I store them, and they were once alphabetical, and not anymore, because the way how the jars sit in lines don't work for me. They're kind of bumpy looking. But yeah, and for like, I bought oak moss for Yuletide, and haven't opened it for almost a year. Check on them. Look at the herb and see if they decrease the smell, the looks, and everything. Usually not, because it's kind of well preserved because it's tight lid jars, but just check on them periodically. And for like bigger herbs, I got bigger jars. I found some bigger jars for it. Like oak moss is very spacious. It takes a lot. So, and for like herbs that I found, let me see if I can find it. here we go. When I get herbs from a store and I see it in powder form, I usually buy the smaller version to it because powder doesn't take a lot of space. So I take the powder form and shrink it into this size. Compared to like how I got copal, I'm running low on copal, so it's kind of smart that it's kind of clear. So I need to restock this, but copal I usually buy in big bulk, so I fill that jar. But when I buy Comfrey, I get it in powder form, and I like it powder form because it's kind of a lot better than the original. The powder form I can at least sprinkle and don't have to mortal pestle the crap out of it to make it into an instant, ready for instant thing. But yeah, I put it in the smaller jars. So baby jars, baby food jars is really good for a solitary or a very small coven like. And it's very practical. It's a very practical thing to do. I know I have over 100 herbs, and they all cost under $2. I never spent anything higher on it, and I have quite a few herbs because of that shop. And just come home, put them in a little baby jar. But if you have a bigger coven, or you use your herbs quite a bit often, then I say pour a little money into mason jars, pour a little money into it, and try to get a bigger jar. Other than that, if you're just a solitary practitioner like me, this is what I got, and I put them in these so they'd be more protected away from cats or children or whatever that comes around that can mess around with them, and you don't want no one to mess around with them. So yeah, that's my own take about on herbs. So yeah. I hope you enjoy my channel. I love you guys. Bless me.